How to create a self-grading quiz with Google Forms. This video is going to teach you how to create a self-grading quiz using Google Forms. As you're working on it, if you want to pause it at any moment to get caught up or to take a look back to see if you're doing it correctly, please do so. If you have any comments or questions, or you would like to take it a step further, please feel free to email Kathy or myself. So let's get started. So we're going to open up a new tab right up here, and we're going to type in forms.google.com, and it's going to bring us Google Forms, and you'll see that there's blank quiz, assessment, exit ticket, and worksheet. So right now we're going to work on the blank quiz. However, if you want to just use it as an exit ticket, it's very easy to click it right here. But right now we're going to focus on the blank quiz. So let's click on that. We get to the blank quiz, and we're going to start off by titling it. So we're going to take this blank quiz, and we're going to call it quiz number 1. Go right up here. Quiz number 1. Form descriptions is normally where I put directions. So choose the best answer possible. Okay, so before we start this quiz, let's get the settings just the way we need it. So we're going to go over to the settings icon. We're going to collect email addresses. Just easier to do this way. We're going to restrict it to Tuckahoe Union Free School District users. We're going to limit to 1 response. Okay, we don't want the kids to go in and keep on taking a bunch of quizzes. Respondents can edit after submit. We don't want that because we don't want them to be able to change their answers. And see some summary of charts and text responses. That's really none of their business how everyone else is doing. So on the general tab, we're now finished. We're moving to the presentation tab. I like to check the progress bars so the students can see where they're going. And I also like to shuffle the question orders to keep everyone honest when they're working. And then we click quizzes. Now, if this button was off, you would click on it and make this a quiz. We're going to assign point values later. So now the quiz options. If you teach more than 1 class that's the same, you don't want this setting because that means that all the other classes will have the answers. So for me, I like to choose later after manual review because I want every student to take this quiz before I give out the answers. And respondents can see missed questions. That's very important so they can see what they got right and what they got wrong. So now we click Save. So now our settings already set up to collect the email addresses, but I like to do 2 things to make my life easier. The first one is I'd like to say, what is your first name? And then I change it to short answer. So this way they write their first name. On the right, on this toolbar, you'll see there's add question, add title description, add image, add a video, or add a section. So right now we're going to add another question. We did the first name, so we're going to say, what is your last name? Also make that short answer. Click the plus. What period do you have social studies? Now, if you're in elementary school, you really don't have to do any of these things, but it makes it easier for you to graph the data if you take care of all this now. So I'm going to get this multiple choice, and I'm going to go drop down, and I'm going to do period 1. Click on this. Period 2. Another one. Period 3, and so on. Now, as we go through these questions, it says over here on the bottom right-hand side, required. This means do the students have to answer these questions before they can submit? I normally make everything required. But now to the quizzes. So this is setting up your usernames and your email addresses and the period you have the kids to organize so it's easier for you to input grades. But the next step is the questions for the quizzes. So let's create a question. This question we're going to say, which New York baseball team is the best? And we have multiple choice. So the first one, we'll say the Boulders. Next one, the Mets. And, if we're into reality, we will say the Yankees. So here we go. So let's say that we have 10 questions. Our answer key, we're going to click on this. The points value is going to pop up over here. So if we have 10 questions, each one's worth 10 points. Now, here are the answers. We're going to choose that as the answer because, let's be honest, it's not the Boulders, and everyone knows it's not the Mets. Okay, so that question's all set. We can add another question. The next question, which new television show is the best or is the most popular? All right, so let's go through. This Is Us. That's pretty popular. Another one might be Gotham. Another one might be Quantico and The Wives of New Jersey. So there we go. Multiple choice, all set up. If you want to put a picture in, you can put a picture in by clicking this. Now it's time for the answer key. I'm going to click on it. It's worth 10 points. Obviously, I'm going to choose This Is Us. Okay, that's great. Next question. So now that that's done, let's do a quick review here. We're going to go through this baseball team question. We need to edit this because we need to make it required. Then we go to this TV show question. And we're going to edit the question. And we're going to make it required. So let's say we're all finished here. Now it's time to change the background maybe. So we're going to go to this palette right here. Click on it. And you can choose a color. You choose a picture. We'll use orange for right now. Okay. And this is what it's going to look like with the preview. All set here. Scroll down. So if I was to take this right now, I'd say which New York baseball team is the best? I'd say the Yankees. Which new television show is the most popular? I'd say This Is Us. What period do you have social studies? I'd say period 2. What's your first name? James Moore. And then, as you can see, the bar is all set. Submit. And it's done. Now I'm going back to my quiz. You'll notice I have a response. Now, why did I put all that information in? Simply because the response is right here. And it gives me my average, my median, and my range. And I can go from the summary to the individual. And all this information is here. Now, the release score. This is something very important because if you didn't send the grades back automatically, then you have to do this. Click release. And it's going to send the email to the students. Send email and release. And now the students have a copy of the score. Hope this was helpful. If there's any more questions, please check out the s'more that Kathy sent, and good luck.